What's up, my dudes? It's Demi and I am back for another Disney Wish video. Tonight I'm going to be dining at Enchanté. This is an extra adults only dining. It's not included in your cruise. It costs extra, and it is a French inspired restaurant, and its host is Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast. I'm very excited to be dining here. I believe it's going to be very quiet and intimate. I'm going to see what I can film with recording in real time, and then I'll probably end up having to film a bunch of things and talk over it and voice over later, just because I feel like this is going to be a very intimate and beautiful sit down experience. I'm so excited, so let's get in there. Let's get to some eating because I love French food more than anything, and let's go get into some hijinks.
Welcome to Enchanté from Beauty and the Beast. And we also have Lumiere, one of our main characters from the movie. Here he is on the chandelier.
Oh my gosh!
Isn't he cute?
So cute!
And since our chef is from Champagne, France, we have this beautiful champagne bubble chandelier.
It's so gorgeous.
The 397 champagne bubbles.
Wow.
The brass.
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
It is. And then we have a beautiful table reserved for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This place is absolutely stunning. I have to whisper so low because it's really fancy and really quiet. I mean, you cannot beat getting to sit here and stare out the window and look at this beautiful view of the water. I had a 6 p.m. reservation. Honestly, I'm so happy that that's the time because the sun is still hitting the water really nicely. You can see it hitting the water, and if it gets too dark, I don't think it would be as gorgeous as this, in my opinion. I don't know, because once it gets dark out into the ocean, it's just pitch black nothing, and this is just beautiful. And the fact that you get to just sit this way and watch the water the entire meal is spectacular. This restaurant is brought to you by Lumiere. It's so beautiful. You'll see him as we walked in. The neighbor restaurant, Palate, which was actually in my original reservation that I was able to switch to this, is brought to you by Cogsworth. Hopefully I'll be able to get in at time of recording. This is the first night of my sailing, and I'll have to wait to see, so just check back to see if I got into Palate. But let's check out the menu here. When you first sit down, you're going to see this, and you're going to be like, what is that? Are we on a game show? Because it looks like a button you would hit on a game show. No, that's not what it is. This is actually holding up your menu. It's basically a plaque. It's a heavy-duty menu, and you can see Lumiere, be our guest. Enchanté offers the most luxurious dining experience abroad, the Disney Wish, featuring a French-inspired menu crafted by 3 Michelin-starred chef Arnaud Lement. I apologize if I said that wrong. It is also under the watchful eye of Maitre d'Extraordinaire Lumiere, whose introductory greeting to Belle provides both the name of the restaurant and the festive spirit found within. The back of the plaque is actually the menu. There's a few different ways to eat here at Enchanté, and again, this is not a dining that is included in your Disney Wish stay. This is extra, so you can either do an a la carte menu here, or you can do one of the tasting menus, which is what they are kind of going to be known for, and it's that style French tasting menu, which I did in my honeymoon in Paris, and I've done a few times. It's similar to Victoria and Albert's. If you've done that over in Disney World, it's a journey. I always love a tasting menu. So we have the Collection, which is an 8-course tasting menu, and the Passion, which is a 5-course. And I'm going to tell you right now, because I even said it to the waiter, I'm like, is it actually 5, or are you going to end up bringing us more things in between? And he's like, yes, I will. So it turns out the Passion is really 8 little courses, and they're very small, but they become pretty filling, and they're all high quality, and I'm really excited to try this one because I love me a tasting menu. There is a sommelier here, and so they won't initially give you a wine list. They will ask if you want to speak to the sommelier, and they'll come over with the menu. After speaking to the sommelier, we chose the Chassemet Montrachet, which is a Chardonnay, a Burgundy wine from the Côte de Beaune region of France. I'm a person who cannot have red wine. I have a slight allergy, and I told him I really want a white wine that would go well with this multi-course meal, since there's a wide variety of food. And I thought it worked very well, especially with, you'll see the cheese plate at the end. That was the best pairing. It's a very bold and rich wine. It has peach aromas and almond and pear flavors. I recommend this wine if you like white. Before even ordering which version of the menu we were going to get, which we ended up with the Passion, we ended up getting an Amuse-bouche to the table. Here at the very front, we have these cups with creamy cheese inside. I know it looks like shredded cheese, but it's a cream cheese based item. Then we have a falafel with a little bit of sauce on top. And finally, we have this yogurt mixed with like parsley greens in a tart. First started with the cream cheese based item, which is actually the chef's favorite. It was so creamy and full of flavor, and you get the crunch from the bottom. It was absolutely delicious, and I know it looks a little weird because it has like the shavings on top, but it is very creamy. Next up was the falafel with a little cream on top, and it was very good. It was actually just kind of a good falafel, but nothing wrong with it, very tasty. And finally, the yogurt with the herbs. This was very tasty. It had a very strong herb flavor, but you get that cream and crunch. Overall, very nice amuse-bouche. Next up, we have our palate cleanser, which turned out to be one of the most tastiest parts of this entire meal. It's a creamy froth with all these beautiful flowers on top, and then they give you a beeswax and beautiful flowers on top again. And what you do is you put the beeswax inside of the froth, and you get these really wonderful honey and creamy flavors with the really nice soft texture of the cream and the crunchy texture of the beeswax. Overall, incredible and very unique. Next, we have our bread service. They don't give you a basket of bread, just a slice, but you can ask for more. This is an incredible sourdough bread that was baked halfway in France, then shipped here, and then baked the rest of the way here. It also comes with this adorable butter dish with the tiny salt with the tiny spoon. It was very cute. Overall, an incredibly crispy, crunchy bread full of really great sourdough flavors, creamy, salty butter. I could have eaten this forever. Amazing bread. This next course turned out to be my favorite course. I'll explain what everything is and then why it was so amazing. First, this tomato has been cooking for 12 hours in butter and garlic, and then topped with these beautiful flowers. The aroma was absolutely heavenly. Along with that, you get a new piece of bread and a tomato vinaigrette where you're going to dip the bread into the vinaigrette so you can soak up all of those juices. And finally, paired with both is tomato water with ice cubes that are actual tomatoes. And our server recommended trying the tomato first, then taking a sip of this, and then the bread with the sauce. Also in the tomato are Doritos. So you get this really complex flavor of this really reduced tomato with the garlic, and then you have this beautiful aromatic flavor from the flowers, and then this incredible crunch and cheesiness from the Doritos. Super wild, amazing. Now, I know the tomato water seems a little weird, but trust me, this is one of the best things I've ever had, and I want to drink it all the time. It's super refreshing and has a really nice, subtle sweetness to it that you get from the tomato, and I just want to drink it all the time now. I don't know why this is so good, but it is. Then we tried the bread. We dip it into the vinaigrette, and it soaks up really well in this bread that they give you. The vinaigrette was very tasty. It had a little bit of an acidic flavor to it, but it wasn't overwhelming. The bread was good, but it really let the vinaigrette be the star. It lets it soak it up really well, and you can taste all the flavors. Overall, this course is fantastic. You need to like tomato, but more of a tomato sauce type flavors to enjoy this. And trust me, this tomato juice seems weird, but I just want to drink it over and over again. This next course is actually a replacement course for the sea urchin, which they did not have the day that I was there. And it's beautiful. It's Longustine Norway lobster on this beautiful cracker with the gel on top and the flowers, and a side of crab mayo. There was a lot of great texture to this dish because you have the crunchiness of the cracker, the softness of the gel, the fresh lobster, and then you add in that crab mayo, and the crab mayo had like a lime citrus flavor to it. So when you put it all together, it was very, very tasty, and I'm honestly very glad that we had this instead of the sea urchin. I definitely probably would have liked this more than sea urchin. Overall, very tasty dish, and actually it paired really well with the Chardonnay. If anyone gets this dish while they are doing this dining experience, please let me know in the comments what you thought of it. Our next course is the halibut, wild halibut with onion confit and a vermouth sauce. The portion size is very big. I don't know if it reads very well on camera, but it was a very big piece of halibut considering that we're getting so many courses. And then you see you have the onion there, and then it comes with a little piece of potato as well. Here is the inside. So while my husband, who was my dining companion this night, found this to be just okay, I thought it was absolutely delicious because of the sauce, and the fish was cooked perfectly.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's delicious. The sauce is amazing.
The onion had great flavor to it. The potato was very good too, but it was mixing it into this vermouth sauce from the south of France that really made this entire dish perfect. Real quick, I want to show you the chairs because not only are they beautiful, they're incredibly comfortable. I just felt so relaxed the entire dining experience. Let's take a look at our final food course, and I just wanted you to see my husband went to the bathroom. They're still gonna bring you out the course because it just keeps moving and moving in here. Like, you're on the chef's schedule, not on your own. So anyway, this is the squab with the turnip relish and the pigeon juice. And if you're not aware, squab is pigeon. I have never had squab before, so I was a little weary about trying this, but also excited to finally check something off of my bucket list. It looks beautiful. You can see all the different layers. You have layers of Spanish dried tomatoes, pancetta, and the actual squab with spinach on top, and it's all in this beautiful pastry. I opened it up so you can see everything that is inside it. You can see all the spinach, the tomato, the pancetta with the pigeon. So my first experience trying pigeon was probably my last because I was not really a fan of it. I love duck, I love chicken. This is somewhere on that spectrum, but something about the pigeon was, it had like a toughness to it. There was like a different texture than what you would taste for duck or chicken, and it just personally wasn't for me. It all had to do with the texture because the flavors were phenomenal with everything on this plate. The turnip was delicious, all the sauces, the spinach had great flavor, but it was very exciting to try something new. It just wasn't for me, but the dish itself is cooked perfectly and has wonderful flavors, so let me know if you like squab. It is time for the dessert and cheese course of the evening. They bring you this trolley of cheese. My dreams have come true. That cheese has just been delivered to me in this fashion.
Like for the cheese.
Well, what do I like all cheese, so...
Cheese, I can make a selection for you, at least one of each family.
What do we have? We have
We have hard cheeses on this side, the doubles are in the front, triple, then a semi-pressed, semi-hard cheese, which is close to a master style. This is our goat cheese, the Valençay, and our blue cheese, a soft and a strong one.
What is this one right here, the tall one? Yeah, that one.
This one is a triple cream. This is, I would say, a very creamy one, lightly acidic. This one is going to be dry in the middle, a bit mushroomy as well, but close to a butter taste as well.
Oh.
So we can start on a hard cheese, which is the soft one. This is a Swiss style, the Comté, and this is the Gouda style, the Mimolette. Which one would you like to try?
I think the one closest to you.
This one,
Yes.
the Mimolette?
Yeah.
So this one was created for Sun King Louis XIV, because Louis XIV was a huge fan of Gouda from the Netherlands.
Oh, really?
So we created this cheese for him.
Oh, wonderful.
Then we're gonna have brie de meaux, camembert, and neufchâtel. My recommendation will be to go with the camembert,
Oh,
which is
that
the
sounds
king
great.
of the
We
cheese
love a
from
camembert.
France. Very good. Then on the back are triple cream. Would you like the very creamy one or the drier one? This is Délice de Bourgogne and this is Saint-André.
Which one did you
I think
like?
the very creamy one.
The
Very,
very creamy.
interesting.
He's been eyeing it.
I have been.
It's my favorite.
I kind of.
Oh, that looks
wow.
wonderful. That looks
I
so
love
good.
it. Then we're gonna have a semi-pressed cheese, which is the Saint-Nectaire. If it's too strong, just cut the rind. The inside will be very creamy. Don't let you intimidate by the smell. It smells really bad. I know what we say, stinkier the better, right?
Oh, that's what we say too.
Then you're gonna have a Valençay, a goat cheese. Looks like a pyramid. The gray part is vegetal ashes that we had in the process. And for the blue, you're more soft blue cheese or strong blue cheese?
Softer blue
Soft
cheese, yeah.
is going to be the Fond d'Ambert from Auvergne. Would you like some dry fruit on your plate, such as fig and apricot?
Oh, yes, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
Also gonna have a little bit of honeycomb from Florida, which is very nice to enjoy with the goat and the blue cheese too.
Our server told us to start at the top with the hard cheese and work our way clockwise around to the blue cheese because it gets higher intensity. All the cheeses had incredible flavor. The honey and the fruit with it just added wonderful sweetness. An incredible cheese course. Our dessert was served simultaneously as the cheese. They were both chocolate-based desserts. First, in the bowl, we have chocolate mousse with Valrhona chocolate pieces sitting on top. Our second dessert had a dark chocolate glaze over it, also Valrhona chocolate. I didn't write down, unfortunately, what was inside of it, but it was basically very mousse-like flavors in there. A very smooth, chocolatey texture, different types of chocolate flavors you can taste from the dark and the chocolate that is inside. very tasty, very delicate. And then for the mousse, it was a very good mousse because you're supposed to be able to eat mousse on its own with nothing else in it. Otherwise, it's too rich or too chocolatey. And this had a very nice balance to it. The little chocolate pieces on the top added some extra sweetness and chocolate to it. Overall, a very nice dessert. Wasn't the most incredible dessert, but very lovely chocolatey ending to an incredible multi-course meal. And just so you see, this is the bill for 2 people getting the passion. Gratuity is already included, but you may add more if your service was great, like ours was. Well, my dudes, that was Enchanté here on the Disney Wish, the adults-only dining French dinner, and it was unbelievably wonderful. I love a tasting menu. I love French food. Our servers were French. Everything was very French. Being on the water like that, being seated and getting to watch the sunset was beautiful. I highly recommend getting a reservation before the sun goes down because it's just unbelievably gorgeous. Each dish was absolutely wonderful, everyone in its own way. I will say personally, I don't think I am a fan of Squab. It was my first time eating it. It wasn't my favorite, but everything was wonderful. Everything was cooked wonderful. All the ingredients feel fresh. I thought the dessert was wonderful at the end too, and I'm not usually a big chocolate person like that, and I thought it was delicious. I am so stuffed. I'm telling you, when you do those tasting menus, I know they look very small, but you get so much, and it's a lot. It gets to you. It gets a lot to you. So if you're planning on doing a tasting menu, think about how much you can eat and how much you're eating around the ship, and see if maybe the smaller one is, this one that we did tonight, is worth it over the more options, unless you want more courses, of course. And everything was delicious and wonderful, and I am so glad we had the opportunity to do this. It's very expensive, but we budgeted it for our cruise, hoping to get on into their dining menu, into the restaurant rather. I'm so full, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. And I'm really happy that we did because it was truly wonderful. And this was my first night on the ship that we're dining, and I feel it's like my first meal, and I feel like, oh my gosh, nothing else will top that. But it's okay because it's very specific style food, but I'm so glad I got to do it. Would you want to come to Enchanté? Please let me know in the comments. I want to hear all about it. Have you ever done a tasting menu before? Let me know what you think of them in the comments below. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you did like the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit your bell notifications so you don't miss anything that goes on this channel. Follow me on Instagram at Magical Hijinx. Make sure to check out my Patreon. Become a patron and get exclusive bonus content, and you'll be helping me to continue bringing you great content here on this channel. Until next time, my dudes, I hope you get into some hijinks very, very soon. Now go watch my full tour of the Disney Wish. And until next time, bye-bye.